Have you ever wondered what one of the world's most powerful intelligence agencies hides in its secret files? For decades, the CIA denied the existence of shadowy programs that seemed straight out of science fiction. But declassified documents have revealed truths even more disturbing than fiction. Today, we're diving into the 10 darkest secrets the CIA was finally forced to admit. Brace yourself, because the reality is more shocking than you can imagine. First up, the most infamous of them all, Project M. In the 1950s and 60s, the CIA conducted illegal mind control experiments on unsuspecting American and Canadian citizens. The program used drugs, especially LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and even psychological torture. One of the most tragic cases was that of Frank Olson, a civilian scientist working at Fort D. In 1953, without his knowledge, the CIA spiked his drink with LSD. Days later, Olson plunged to his death from a 13th-floor hotel room. For over 20 years, his family believed it was a suicide. The truth only came out in 1975 through Senate investigations. The chemist Sidney Gottlieb, known as the Poisoner-in-Chief, oversaw these horrific experiments. Hundreds of people were drugged without their knowledge at parties, bars, and even in hospitals. Many developed permanent trauma and never received proper compensation. In 1962, the Joint Chiefs of Staff proposed something unimaginable: staging false flag terrorist attacks against American citizens to justify an invasion of Cuba. Operation Northwoods included plans to hijack planes, sink U.S. ships, and even simulate terrorist attacks in American cities, all to blame Fidel Castro's government. The plan reached President John F. Kennedy's desk, and he rejected the proposal flat out. This document remained secret until 1997, when it was finally declared. It revealed just how far elements of the government were willing to go during the Cold War. Next, the family jewels. This was a nearly 700-page internal report compiling the CIA's illegal activities over decades. When CIA Director James Schlesinger uncovered the violations after the Watergate scandal, he ordered all agents to report any questionable activities. The document, kept secret for over 30 years, revealed massive spying on American citizens, including anti-Vietnam War activists, journalists, and civil rights groups. The CIA violated its own charter, which prohibits domestic operations, by infiltrating social movements and monitoring thousands of Americans. In 1969, Henry Kissinger personally ordered the CIA director to spy on leaders of the peace movement. This illegal surveillance continued for years, collecting information on citizens who were simply exercising their right to protest. Through declassified documents, the CIA finally admitted its involvement in plots to assassinate foreign leaders during the Cold War. The most notorious case was the attempt to assassinate Fidel Castro, which included over 600 different plans, from exploding cigars to a contaminated powder designed to make his beard fall out. But Castro wasn't the only target. The CIA was involved in the coups that resulted in the deaths of Patrice Lumumba in the Congo and supported the coup in Chile that led to the death of Salvador Allende. In documents from April 1963, it was discovered that the CIA had at least 14 Cuban diplomats working as double agents. These assassination programs were exposed during the Church Committee investigations in 1975, sparking a national scandal and leading to reforms in intelligence agency oversight. Operation Mockingbird was a secret program to influence American and foreign media. The CIA recruited journalists from major news outlets, paying them to plant stories favorable to American interests and spread propaganda against communist countries. Hundreds of journalists, editors, and media executives collaborated with the CIA. turning news reports into tools of psychological warfare. The operation extended to books, magazines, newspapers, and even Hollywood studios. Some of the country's most respected publications were infiltrated. When this was exposed in the 1970s, it caused a crisis of confidence in American journalism. To this day, the full extent of the operation remains partly unknown, as many documents are still classified. For decades, the CIA conducted secret biological weapons experiments on unsuspecting civilian populations. In San Francisco, for example, the Navy and CIA released bacteria into the air to test how a biological attack would spread across a major American city. Residents inhaled these substances with no idea what was happening. Similar experiments were conducted in the New York City subway and other cities. Although the CIA claimed the substances were harmless, people developed infections, and so many died. The families discovered decades later that their loved ones were victims of government experiments. These tests violated fundamental ethical principles and the Nuremberg Code established after the Nazi war crime trials. After the September 11th attacks, the CIA created a program of extraordinary rendition, kidnapping terror suspects and transporting them to secret prisons in countries where torture was permitted. These facilities, called black sites, existed in Poland, Romania, Thailand, and other locations. The CIA admitted to using enhanced interrogation techniques, which included waterboarding, sleep deprivation for days, confinement in tiny boxers, and mock execution. These practices are widely recognized as torture by the international community. Many victims were innocent, seized due to mistaken identity. Khaled El-Masri, a German citizen, was kidnapped, held for 5 months, and tortured before the CIA realized they had the wrong person. He never received an official apology. Operation Chaos was a domestic surveillance program that completely violated the CIA's charter. From 1967 to 1974, the agency monitored over 7,000 American citizens, including anti-war activists, college students, and civil rights leaders. The CIA intercepted mail, broke into homes, installed and created detailed dossiers on Americans who were simply exercising their constitutional rights. The operation was based on the paranoia that peace movements were controlled by foreign communists, a claim that was never proven. When revealed, Operation Chaos became one of the biggest scandals involving government abuse of power against its own citizens. Lesser known, but just as disturbing, was the CIA's involvement in radiation experiments. In partnership with other agencies, the CIA sponsored tests where prisoners, psychiatric patients, and even disabled children were exposed to dangerous levels of radiation without consent. One particularly shocking case occurred at a school for mentally disabled children in Students were fed radioactive food as part of a special science club. Their parents were never informed of the true risks. These experiments continued for decades, causing cancer, infertility, and other serious health problems in innocent victims. Finally, something that spawned countless conspiracy theories. In 2013, the CIA finally admitted the existence of Area 51 through declassified documents. The top-secret facility in Nevada was used to test advanced spy planes, including the famous U-2. For decades, the CIA completely denied that Area 51 existed. UFO sightings in the region were actually tests of experimental aircraft flying at altitudes never before reached. The CIA let alien theories flourish because it helped cover up their real military projects. While it doesn't involve extraterrestrials, the revelation confirmed that the US government deliberately lied to the public for over 50 years about the installation's existence. These 10 secrets represent just the tip of the iceberg. Thousands of documents remain classified, and many CIA operations will likely never be known to the public. What these revealed cases teach us is fundamental. Intelligence agencies, without proper oversight, can easily cross ethical and legal lines. These admissions only came to light through congressional investigations, lawsuits, brave whistleblowers, and freedom of information laws. They remind us of the importance of government transparency and constant vigilance over those who hold power. The question that remains is, what else is hidden in the CIA's secret files that we still do not know? And will we ever know the whole truth? Thank you so much for watching. If you found this dive into declassified history as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. We'll see you in the next video.